If you're just starting or have started your MBA this month, congratulations. You are stepping into two of the most transformative years of your life. Now, this video is not about CAT preparation, placement statistics, college A versus college B, or summer internship placement, which is almost about to start for you in next 2-3 months, but about how to actually make the most use of the next 2 years beyond grades, beyond CV points, beyond the rat race. See, MBA is not just a degree. It is actually a platform where you can learn, you can build, you can grow, you can screw up, and you can find your own pace. So I thought, why not reflect back onto my journey 13 years back when I did my MBA from IIM Indore in 2012. I will try to share my experience and give you an idea about do's and the don'ts so that you guys have a template which will eventually, you have an idea about what you ideally should be doing over the next 2 years and make the best use of your time. So a little background about myself. I am a computer science engineer, and post that I worked as a data analyst for 2 years with a company in Noida. And I already cleared CFA level 2 by the time I entered IIM Indore. So I was already very clear that I have to build my career into finance, targeting for companies into investment banking, private equity, venture capitalist kind of a domain. One thing which I find really irritating about Indian MBA education system is that freshers are allowed to do MBA. A lot of you will feel bad about me saying this, but I don't think so that freshers should actually do an MBA. Because see, understand this, at least in tier 1 B schools, I'm not speaking now about now because I don't know the statistics, but during those days, during my MBA, at least 90 to 95% batch were engineers. And engineers don't understand what is finance, economics, commerce, marketing, HR, operations, strategy, and all those kind of subjects. So first year, they are clueless only that what they need to, kind of be doing in their lives. So that is why my idea is that get at least 1, 2, or 3 years experience before entering MBA, so that at least you have had the taste of the corporate and you know that the pros and cons of different kind of setups in the corporate. But having said that, I know a lot of viewers, a lot of you who are watching this video would be freshers. So don't worry, I'll cover for all the kind of profiles over there in this video. So stick till the end. See, one thing I have observed about the freshers is that they continue to be in their graduation mode, which is they will keep chasing grades, keep chasing academic excellence. Honestly, in MBA, it does not matter that much. There are few companies which will focus on the toppers, but majority of the companies actually don't focus on the grades. Honestly speaking, when I went to my MBA to do my MBA, in the first week itself, my seniors told me that we are not allowed to write our percentages or the CGPA on our resume. So my question was, then how are the companies coming for placement going to differentiate between two candidates? Simple. I mean, you can write you are in the top 1 percentile of the batch or 5 percentile, etc., etc. Not the exact kind of percentages or the GPAs. But then there are other ways how your CV or how you can stand out when the companies are coming for the placements, which I'll talk about it later. But understand that it is very, very difficult and time consuming to excel in all the subjects. See, there are obviously, as I told you, most of these subjects would be very new to you, and then there are plenty of cases, 20 pages, 30 pages cases which you will have to study and kind of do class participation. Sometimes it becomes very, very difficult to follow all the subjects initially. I'm not saying don't run after the academic excellence and all. Grades are important, but don't spend all your time in running after the grades, because there are other things outside the classroom which defines an MBA. So clubs and committees stand out. All the B schools would have various clubs or committees depending upon one's interest areas. Do join them. Try as much hard as possible to at least get into one of the good clubs or committees which will probably kind of make a difference to your resume. If you are not able to crack into those, because obviously there are so many students and limited number of clubs or committees, at least get into some of it. There is going to be an immense learning potential in these clubs and committees. Most of them will give you a simulation of the real world corporate life as well. I'll give you my example because, as I told you, that I was very clear that I have to get into finance. I already explored and understood that there is some kind of an investment club at I am Indore called Voyage Capital. Before even kind of entering over there, obviously websites and all. Now from day one I just kind of strived to get into that, and obviously then I got lucky, and I was into that. See, I was already CFA level 2, so the seniors also did not find any reason not to get me into that. And I was very clear that in my second year I want to head, or I want to become the leader of this or the fund manager of this investment club. So basically it was kind of a mutual fund where we used to collect corpus from the students voluntarily and then manage over the next 1 year when we were the second years. So it was like a closed-ended fund. It gave me so much of potential, and obviously in the second year I became the head. Gave me so much of potential that eventually I was hiring the first years. I was doing a lot of marketing for that club because obviously it was my club, and it was my responsibility to make it known to other batchmates, other outside world companies as well, that Voyage Capital students are doing such remarkably well. I gave a lot of interviews to the local newspaper. Operations, lot of operations activities were also obviously were there. And then eventually fund management anyways is finance and investment, that was there itself anyways. We did a lot of organization of the competitions, case studies and all. So holistic view I got for a kind of a corporate life. And because I knew that this was important because of my 2 years of work experience, I encouraged other batchmates of mine, the freshers, that boss, this is going to be very important. You put in your lot of efforts, and today lot of such these guys thank me for that. So in a nutshell, please do join one of them. You'll get immense exposure. One another point was that I used to be a very introvert kind of a person before I kind of went for my MBA in 2012. So I made sure that I will try to find certain opportunities where my this weakness I will try to overcome. Now, as I said that I became the head of this Voyage Capital club, where I was doing a lot of marketing, finance, and all these activities. The best benefit where I got over there was that I was forced to speak, to address hundreds of volunteer investors every month to give them an idea about how the portfolio is working. So initially 1, 2 times, 3 times I was very scared, because I used to be scared even speaking in front of 5 people, and all of a sudden you are speaking to hundreds of people in a large auditorium. It gave me shivers. But doing it repeatedly, month after month after month, gave me so much of confidence that now I can speak to anybody. So whatever your weakness is, identify, and you will definitely get an opportunity in your college to try to overcome. So try to do that as well. Then another thing is the case competitions. A lot of these companies will, and generally marketing and finance companies, actually go to these B schools and float some kind of case competitions. Do participate in that. If you are a winner in any of these case competitions, there's a lot of chance that either you get a pre-placement interview shot of those companies, or it is going to be one of the best points in your resume. If you are even in not in the top teams, but even in the top 2 or top 3 teams, this is a very, very strong CV point. A lot of people will think that, oh, there are so many subjects or so many cases that are pending to study, and they will think to skip these case competitions because they are not going to add to your academic excellence or the grades, and these are obviously optional. But please take them very seriously. Do all the case studies, competitions and all, and also try to find outside from outside companies and all, if they can give you some kind of an academic projects, because this is again one of the very important points which stands out in your resume. How to get them? Try reaching out people on LinkedIn. Kind of, if you are doing it from a MBA from a good B school, most of these corporates would actually entertain you that kind of this is a 2-month project or a 1-month project. Just keep doing it along with your studies, along with your other academic, co-curricular, extracurricular activities. This is also going to be very important point. Learn to work in groups, whether it's a case competition, whether it's your academic projects, group assignment and all, because it will give you a very good idea about when you will enter the corporate life, how to work in teams. It's very important to work in teams, of course. Can't stress more to it, but a lot of times I have seen the group members fighting amongst themselves, and many times even I have done so in the first year, that five people group is there, one person will be given all the responsibilities to kind of do all the work for finance, one person would be for marketing. I did that mistake, but I would suggest don't do this, because eventually you need to have an exposure of all the subjects. Don't ignore the subjects. I ignored a lot of subjects other than finance, and I actually regret it, because life is not only about making excels and ppts and all. You need to understand how different functions in the corporate also work. Now, the most important part is network with your batchmates. See, our batch was 450 students, and it was kind of humanly impossible to know and network with each and every one of us. 450 is a huge number, but I would also suggest not only your batchmates, but also try to network with your the seniors, 1 year senior. When you are in the first years, they are in the second years, and when you move into the second year, network with your first years as well. Because now I can say, after 13 years experience of my life, see, all these batchmates, kind of right now they have moved into a very head or CXO level positions in various companies. If I have maintained a healthy relation, good relation with them in the college, even if I am not in touch with them for 10, 12 years, they will remember, oh, this Web of Jen used to do a lot of these work, and he was a good person, used to speak with us a lot, etc. etc. During those days, like a friend, but these friendships actually continue, kind of post your 2 year thing. Now, after all these years, if these guys are CXOs in these companies, see how well connected I am with, kind of top people, top honchos in their own corporate world. And same goes for your seniors and juniors as well. After 12 years, 1 year junior is like 11 years experienced persons, right? So don't just discard your juniors कि यार ये तो junior है, बात नहीं करनी है. Kind of these are also going to be a good network opportunity for you. Connect with your other alumni, I mean the senior alumni, over LinkedIn. As like, I have a good following on LinkedIn, but even if I see that someone from IIM Indore has actually reached out to me, I do respond to kind of him or her, because there is always kind of this college connection which keeps on happening. So do reach out to few people on LinkedIn as well during your college days. Not everybody might respond to you, but there is a huge chance that many of them will do. One important thing, especially for freshers, is take your decision of what you want to do, which field, which segment you want to enter after your MBA very early in the first year. See, first years, all the subjects are compulsory. You will get exposures to all marketing, finance, and all those subjects. Understand very clearly that what is kind of interests you, and then put most of your efforts into those kind of subjects. And then eventually in the second year, then you have electives, then go for more of the electives into that kind of a field. Internships, actually, kind of the interviews and all happen in August, September, October, which is just 3 months into your MBA. So it becomes very difficult for you to pick the right company. For me, it was very easy, because I knew that only I have to apply for finance companies. But for you, that is why I am saying, utilize these 2 to 3 months before the companies start coming in. Talk to a lot of people on LinkedIn, understand how marketing functions work. Your seniors can also tell you about that, how finance works and all. Make a good decision, enter into those companies with the relevant profiles, and then probably work hard in your internships. April, May, they happen over 2 months. If you are liking the work, if you're liking the culture, strive so much, work hard so much that you try to get a PPO, pre-placement offer. If you get a PPO from those companies, your entire second year becomes very free. So put all your efforts into those two months of your summer internship. One another point is that a lot of people, mostly again the freshers, will be like running after the professors just like they used to do in graduation. See, honestly speaking, network a lot with seniors, juniors, batchmates, alumni. Professors are, unlike graduation, not going to help much over there. As I said, grades are not important. and professors are mostly very academic oriented. Unless you want to become a professor later in your life, then it makes sense. Otherwise, for you, if you want to do a good get a good corporate placement, or a good networking opportunity, then obviously make more connects with the alumni and the batchmates. Many of these B schools have Bloomberg Labs, FactSet, all the simulation kind of systems or terminals. They are generally not compulsory. There's this lab is there, and a lot of time I've seen those labs being desolate. Nobody goes there because it's not compulsory and you don't have time. But honestly speaking, when you enter the corporate world, I'm talking about finance mostly. If you already know how to work on a Bloomberg or a FactSet, you are already 5 notches ahead of your colleagues or the peers who have joined with you, and you will be in high demand and you will get good appraisals and all. So make use of them. Colleges spent a lot on these terminals, and unfortunately not a lot of people make use of it. You do make a good use of it. There are a lot of courses which are also introduced which will try to force students to make use of these Bloombergs and all. But if you don't have such course and have a Bloomberg terminal or a FactSet terminal, Thomson, etc., go sit, spend time and get at least used to it. Now, a lot of these B schools, actually, student community or even the professors and all, they arrange for a lot of guest lectures where the corporate who's who, the big shots come to attend, kind of address the students. And a lot of times we think that because it's not compulsory, let's skip this. I did not have a good night's sleep. At least I'll kind of utilize those 2 hours to sleep in the room. No classes, etc. But no, please make sure that you attend all these guest lectures, be in any field they are, and try to ask a lot of questions. Try to make an impression in the mind of the person who has come as a guest lecturer, that kind of this college is good or this student is good. Sometimes if you ask the right questions, if you are visible in the crowd, people will remember you. So wherever I have gone to kind of take a lot of guest lectures in a lot of B schools, and there are few people I still remember. I'm connected on LinkedIn with them, and I do remember that, yeah, this guy used to ask great questions. And you never know when these kind of opportunities will, these things will open up the opportunities for you. And finally, if you are left with time, and SNE, if you are left with time, you will definitely be left with a lot of time. Spend time with friends, make a lot of friends. Sometimes friendship will outlast your degrees and the glory you will do achieve in the 2 years of your MBA. But chill, take out time. If you are in a good city, if you're doing MBA in a tier 1, tier 2 city, just go out once, maybe every alternate Sundays, explore the city, because this is also very important. At IIM Indore, we had this course in our second year during one term, where we were aligned with some kind of a company as a project. So when we were going out, generally this used to happen on Wednesdays. No classes on Wednesdays, only this assignment. We used to go to those companies, and after coming back, we will kind of try to visit some places in Indore, so that also gives you an idea, basically, kind of how things are working outside. Because otherwise you are captured in the campus, and campuses are generally very much outside the cities for most of the tier 1 B schools. So make friends, chill, party, and all the best for your 2 years. Any questions, put in the comments. I'll be very happy to